So I've been doing a little work lately on having a backup solution just in case the power goes out in my house. We've installed a few different things like the 30 amp generator inlet right behind me and also an interlock kit on the Square D panel that I have. Now traditionally this would be used in conjunction with a gas generator providing you that power to your critical circuits in a power outage. But the question that I want to answer is, can I use something like an EcoFlow Delta Pro that has 3.6 kilowatt hours of capacity, but it only has a 30 amp 120 volt outlet? Is there any way I can only use one of these units? Because EcoFlow has a ton of different solutions. They actually have a perfect solution that takes two of these units, puts it in a hub, and then that hub will deliver that exact plug, that 30 amp 240 volt for my house. But that does cost a bit of money, anywhere in the $7,500 to $8,000 range. So it's really out of reach to most homeowners. So can we use one unit in that $3,700 range to practically back up our house, and then we can use this EcoFlow for recreational uses like tailgating, camping, overlanding, or on maybe a job site where you don't have any power to run your power tools or to charge up all your batteries. I love the idea of the portable power station being inside, no noise, no fumes. It's only using the power it needs, but is it practical? So the solution I'm going to test out today and I'll show you is I actually made a little custom adapter. It runs from that 120 volt 30 amp plug, goes to a 30 amp three-way switch, and then it would plug directly into my 30 amp 240 volt generator inlet. Now let me walk through how I actually wired that up, and then we'll put it to the test. I'm going to run my house off it for a while, show you some of the pros and cons, and then walk through that scenario if you had a multi-day power outage. Is this a practical solution? And how would you actually charge this up? There's a bunch of different options, but again, are they practical in that type of scenario? So let's jump into it. So without this custom adapter, you're really not going to be able to get that Delta Pro powering through that generator inlet. I'm going to start off with that 30 amp dryer cord, and that's really just for the wiring. And then I'll start to wire up the 240 volt 30 amp side, which will be just stripped down this 10 gauge stranded wire. We have two hot conductors, the neutral and the ground, and we'll be stripping off 1/2 inch prior to wiring that up. Now remember, this is stranded wire, so you want to tighten down your screw terminals, but then do an extra round or two where you're working that wire and then tightening again. Stranded, when it's flexed, can loosen up your screw terminal, so you want to do multiple rounds. So we'll just start cinching down that housing, and then also the clamp at the end, which is going to provide us a strain release holding in that cord. Then I'll just trim off that outside sheathing and then install some 3/4 inch cable clamps, tighten those up on a 4x4 metal junction box. Run those wires in and tighten down the clamp actually on the outside sheathing, again just to make sure we have strain relief. So the neutral is just going to be passed through, and then that ground as well. And this would not be an everyday home repairs wiring project without using WAGOs. So I'll be using WAGO 613s for the lever nuts because those can accommodate 10 gauge wire. And then here's our 30 amp three-way switch. So the two hot conductors will go on the gold terminals, and then that wiring will complete this one end of this adapter. Now, before taking a bunch of notes, if you want to get these parts, you can just look below the video in the description. There's a link to the Amazon store, and we do have a 120 volt to 240 volt adapter parts list. Either buy those on Amazon if you want, or just use that as a list as you run down to your home improvement store. And then also for your reference, back on the main storefront, you'll see in the solar and house backup power section, that is where the EcoFlow Delta Pro and the other accessories are that we'll be testing out today in this video. But jumping back to the wiring, I'm going to take this adapter and modify it, but just by taking off that NEMA 1450 end, cutting off the sheathing, because really all I want is that 120 volt 30 amp plug, and then the wiring to connect to our three-way switch. We'll run that through just like we did the other side. I am positioning it so that switch box will face out as it's plugged into the Delta Pro. Tighten that down, connect up my ground to my WAGO 221 613, but I am going to use a pigtail to ground the 4x4 box. The switch will be grounded through the yoke, so I'm not going to wire additional dedicated ground to the switch itself. And then just connect up the neutral, so we pass that neutral through. And really, the last part is just to bring that hot conductor into the black terminal underneath the plate and secure down that screw terminal. So I'm going to put this cover plate on, but that is it. So you have your RV plug, that's an L14-30R, feeding 2 conductors into the 30 amp 3-way switch, and then the single conductor that goes to the TT-30P, right, prongs, that's going to go in your black screw terminal. So we're going to be providing the hot conductor and switching which phase we're feeding corresponding to the position on the 30 amp 3-way switch. So that's really the main drawback of the system, is you're only going to be able to power your 120 volt circuits. All your 240s have to be off. You're not going to have both phases running, but you will be able to flip-flop between phases. So for instance, if you had some lights and Wi-Fi routers and other things on one phase, you can power that most of the time, but then let's say your furnace, maybe a deep freeze, maybe your sump pump was on another phase, you would need to flip that over to the other phase to power those other 120 circuits. So when I set up my initial backup system, I wanted to kind of balance those phases. So I actually have critical circuits across both of those. But first, let's plug it in, show you how it works, and give you an idea of how many watts, how much power does this thing actually pull just running some basic circuits in my house. So first up, we'll just take the adapter, plug that into the EcoFlow Delta Pro. I do not have the AC outlet section on yet. Then I have a small extension cord, which will plug right in. Twist lock, and then I'll plug this over to our generator inlet. Now I already have my main disconnect off, so I can have my 30 amp circuit breaker inlet from a generator, from the generator inlet coming in. You have to have that interlock in there for safety. You don't want to backfeed any power onto the grid. Then I simply just push the AC on off because the unit's on, and I can already tell my garage lights and my garage door opener just clicked. So I know I have at least some circuits powered on because I do have a few of the critical 120 volt circuit breakers flipped right now. So it actually works, which is pretty awesome, but the question is, how long will it last? So we're on one phase right now. I've been running this for a while. I'm all the way down to 60%. As I'm editing this video, I have my Wi-Fi router up and running, some lights, a fan, my refrigerator's running, the garage lights are on. So we have a little bit of a load right now, which is about 480 watts. That's what it's pulling right now. So I'm gonna run in the house. I wanna turn on the 55-inch flat screen TV. I wanna start charging my MacBook, put a little bit more load, see where that places us. It's good for you to get an understanding of what some of these common appliances around the house actually consume in terms of power, so you can make an educated decision on batteries or solar panels, or start to understand how much power you're actually using. All right, so now in addition to the load we had before, now I have my MacBook charging and also our TV is on. So you see that steps us up to about 750 watts, and that starts to really eat away at how many hours you could run the system. Now, I need to switch over to the other phase. Why is that? In this setup, I need to be very cautious of what appliances do I have on each phase. On the other phase, I have my sump pump and my furnace. So I would have to switch over. For instance, when I switch over, the sump pump's going to run, so we'll see a very high load. So let's do that now. And you can hear the fans will spool up on the EcoPro just to increase the cooling. Sump pump is running. So this circuit is pulling about 1150 watts. So it's a much higher load. The thing is, the sump pump is not a continuous load. So that's going to get the water out of the pit, and then this will drop down substantially with this higher load only coming in when the sump pump runs. So you can see when that sump pump is not running, the load's only about 200 watts on this circuit. Now that sump pump was not running for a while. So what's happening is the sump pump will cycle through quite a bit. It's been pretty wet in my area and water has backed up into some of the French drains. So it dumps in that pit pretty fast and the sump pump will continue to have to pull that out. So these are the type of things that you need to understand for your home if you're going to have a setup like this to run you through a power outage without any issues. And then this would be my highest power draw, and I've been running this for a bit trying to drain down the battery. This is running my furnace, so I have my big blower motor going right now. That's pulling about 1120 watts. Now that's not just the blower motor, but predominantly that is my furnace running. And then you can see it clip up with the sump pump running at the same time. So that will go all the way up to 2000 watts. Now that will not be continuous, but that is as much as I'll pull in this type of scenario. So now I know it works and also what my power draw is across the different phases. I think overall this is fairly practical, and I can't give you an estimate of how long I think the Delta Pro will actually power my house in a power outage. But let's talk about how do we get power in. So in a power outage, especially a multi-day, I would need to charge this. So can I do that at my house, or would I need to take that somewhere else? We have a few options. Most practically, powering this is also called a solar generator because you can power this with up to 1600 watts of solar panels, which is pretty amazing. Now EcoFlow makes a really cool foldable 400 watt solar panel that they also sent me with this unit. So the carrying case is also the stand. You unfold the panels, point that perpendicular to the sun, and then just plug it into the back of the unit. So testing out in Illinois on a great sunny day, right at about 1 to 2 p.m. So that's the core hours where you're going to get the most solar energy. I'm getting about 300 watts input. So in this case, if you just had one 400 watt permanent panel or the EcoFlow portable panel, you're just really going to extend out the hours that you could run. You're not necessarily going to be charging this up, so maybe you could run at night or continue to run for multiple days. But there's another option I'm going to go test out, and that is using the special adapter from EcoFlow, which allows you to plug into a level 2 electric car charger that can charge you as fast as 3400 watts. So in my scenario, I'd actually take this EcoFlow with me in my truck. I would go to a car charger and I would charge this up in about an hour, a little over an hour. But I'm gonna go test it out. So I'm gonna drain this thing down to about 40% and then go test it out and see if I can get this to charge fairly quickly, which that would mean in a power outage scenario, I would drain this down, I'd heat up my home with my furnace, I'd make sure all the water is out of my sump pump pit, I'd make sure my refrigerator and freezer have the food cool down, then I would disconnect it, I'd take it to an EV charger and then top that battery off again to come back to warm up my house, get the water out of the sump pump pit, and then also make sure the refrigerator or freezer is also cool. So let's go take a look and see how this works. All right, so I found a charge port car charger pretty close to my home. Now this is the assumption that in a power outage scenario, you'd have to go to a part of your city or a part of your county that has power, right, to actually charge this up. Now I do not have an electric car, so this is my first time getting up and running. Took less than 5 minutes, and now I have a big old gas guzzling pickup truck sitting right next to the car charger. Looks a little funny, but we are not just trying to be a jerk, we're actually charging up a battery. Now the adapter fit perfectly in, and remember that this extreme adapter from EcoFlow says up to 3400 watts, so the question is, can you get there? One thing you need to consider is you do have to flip the switch in the back to fast to make sure you're getting the fastest charging possible, and what I'm seeing is about 2800 watts here. Now that might be a limitation on the car charging side of things, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to sit here and go from that 41% battery charge to past 80%, time that out and let you know how long it takes. So it ended up being a little bit more than 1% charge per 1 minute. So to go from 41% to 91%, it took me 45 minutes at the charge point car charger. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So when it comes to the solution, I kind of like it, honestly. Now, it's a pain in the butt switching 120 phases, right? But for me, I'm in town, so the power goes out every once in a while just for a couple hours. So I can keep my Wi-Fi up and running, I can keep working, keep some lights on, run the furnace and the sump pump every so often, and it fits my needs. I don't have a generator out in the driveway where somebody might run by and steal that, and overall, it is pretty compelling for at least my use case. But I'm interested to getting your feedback. Now, the EcoFlow Delta Pros are awesome, and they are extremely expandable. You can go from one unit with 3.6 kilowatt hours all the way up to many different units, all daisy chained together, giving you 25 kilowatt hours of capacity, which is kind of bonkers. And if you guys are trying to get a backup solution for your home, a great place to start is that generator inlet box and the interlock kit. So check out this video right here. I'll walk you through the complete process so you can get it up and running at your home. Thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on that next one. Take care.